far, Australia, they're on 1 loss against Chinese Taipei. Hong Kong are on 1 draw and 1 loss. They drew against host nation China and they lost 8-2 to Japan. Sprinting for Australia, it's Jennifer Stevens, who is going toe-to-toe with Lam, number 1. Stevens just pips it to the post there. Australia kicking things off here on pitch 4. I think that's tackling outside of the 6-metre zone. Hong Kong, very, very easy mistake to rectify, and really they should know better at this stage. Stevens all the way around to number 6, Paholke. Paholke thinks about it. Lovely ball over the top, but swatted down by Lee on the rise. Delegates to Lee finds herself under pressure from Thompson. Thompson just moving backwards and forwards, just trying to menace this Hong Kong passing. In goes Lee. Lee thinking about it, has a shot, stopped dead in its tracks by Stevens. Stevens comes off to bring Sarah Alexander on. Hurd brings it up. Play on calls the referee, setting the shot clock, and an absolute monster from Sarah Hurd. Really giving Lam something to think about. Australia just trying to compress that far side of the zone, trying to open up some space. Thompson's taking it short to herself. She's on her own, looks for the pass inside the zone. That's gone wayward. Trying to take control with the paddle has not gone Australia's way. Lam. Lee. Over to Just hear the wind picking up here on pitch 4. The weather has been turbulent, to say the least, here in Deqing. The first 2 days were absolutely torrential. Then we've had glorious sunshine and horrendous humidity. And I say that as a person with curly hair. The weather has not been on my side. And to top it all off, now the wind picks up. Lee being deported from the zone by Stevenson. The Australians holding them well out of the zone, not afraid to punch out and give Chinese Taipei some grief. Excuse me, give Hong Kong some grief. Hong Kong, oh, that would have been a dangerous pass inside the zone, but stopped in its tracks by Jane Stevenson. Illegal possession now, so that is Australia successfully running down Hong Kong's shot clock. Hurd brings the ball up. Long ball over the top, not quite to the hands of Stevenson. Stevenson needing to take control of this. Paholke is there as backup, but being penned into the corner. Hurd takes it in herself. Has a shot, sails over the bar. Plenty of Australian supporters here with us in Deqing here today. Plenty of Hong Kong supporters as well. The fans, no doubt, having a battle of their own in the stands. Leon on the rise, needs to be met at the border by Paholke. Paholke shuts her down. What a trade of blows this has been, and an opportunity now for Hong Kong. Just an error of judgment there from the Australians. Hong Kong on the board. Try and turn that wind noise down for you a little bit. How will the Australians answer this? Stevens. Now surely that's going to be, yeah, that's tackling outside the 6 meters. Again, Hong Kong really should know better than this, quite frankly. So, Hong Kong #1 Learn in the sin bin for 2 minutes, unless Australia score, in which case she will be let out early on good behaviour. Goebel. Over to Hurd. Hurd has a shot, kept under control. Will this be pushed off? Great work from the Australians there. Just, oh, interesting. Okay, so that was a tackle on the goalkeeper, pushing Lam off the back of the pitch. However, referee Ivan Fernandez saying actually that was an illegal kayak tackle, so Chinese Taipei are looking to take control. I think we're just establishing, so referees just deferred to first referee Zoe Anthony. Gonna be a corner, it looks like. We're timed out. So Australia, they're going to have another go at this. Hurd to take, takes it short. Lob pass over, that's not quite found its intended target. Yep, illegal kayak tackle. So excessive contact with the body of Paholke. Hurd once again. The wind really picking up here on pitch 4, always makes for some interesting polo. In goes Stevenson. Stevenson looks for the pass inside the zone. It's shut down, but Paholke maintains possession. Lovely little pass into Goebel. Goebel looks dangerous. Stopped and tipped over the back by Lam. Surely only a matter of time now for Australia when they are a boat up. Hong Kong still a whopping 30 seconds left on the penalty box timer. Hurd. Over to Alexander. Alexander pass inside the zone. Finds herself under pressure from both sides. Play on, says the ref. Surely that's a card. Oh, now interesting. Okay, so fouling a person taking a shot means this is now an opportunity for Australia once again. Surely there's going to have to be some sort of card as well. Hong Kong down to 3 players, so they got 1 player off for the next 15 seconds, 1 player off for the next 2 minutes, unless Goebel can put this into the back of the net for Team Australia. So, taker of the penalty on 4 meters, everyone else on 6 meters. They cannot move until that penalty is taken. Goebel saved. That is nothing short of a miracle from Lam. That should go the way of the takers every single time, really. Opportunity once again. Goebel finds herself under pressure. Lam working overtime. Needs to keep this on. That's absolutely so threatening from the Australians. Imagine looking up to find 2 Australian paddlers sat on your deck, denying you passage onto the pitch. Australia happy to push out. They still outnumber Hong Kong. Remember, they're still a boat down, so they've got goalkeeper Alexander in, and everyone else is out there haranguing the Hong Kong team. Hong Kong being penned into their own half, but to be credit to them, they're managing to keep their hands on it. Leon needs to keep control of this. Shut down by the Australians. The Australians now with an opportunity. Goebel, she's on her own. Puts one on the board for Australia. All tied up here on pitch 4. And an eruption from my left ear as the Australian supporters find their voice. Hong Kong now back up to full strength for the remaining 2 minutes 40 of this half. All to play for. Reminder, if you do well in this group, you will secure yourself an automatic ticket through to World Champs in Duisburg in 2026, which is set to be an absolutely fantastic event and a very, very shiny new venue. I'm very excited to go and eyeball that one. Illegal kayak tackle, so that's a hit at 90 degrees. Called back to where the foul occurred. Goebel appealing to the ref, not happy with it. I think her opinion is that they've taken the free shot. Therefore, you don't just get to have a do-over because it didn't work out well for you. Honestly, I can see both sides of that. Hong Kong choosing to recycle it anyway. Has a go. Paholke takes control. Paholke on her own, no one's hassling her. Lovely long ball up, lands in front of Goebel. Goebel finds herself under fire, has a shot. Once again flicked off. Pass inside the zone, Hurd's on her own. Beautiful movement and a great pass within the zone. That is not easy to do at this level. Sarah Hurd takes Australia out in front. And the Oggy, oi, oi, ois are out in force today. Shot clock is now game clock. 53 seconds left on this first half. Can Hong Kong tie it up? Australia looking quite happy to push out, so you can see they have adopted a 2-and-2 defence. Hassling the ball and the nearest pass. Trying to close down this Hong Kong passing and teamwork. That's exactly what they're aiming for. Lee tees up with Thompson to try and deny her access to the ball. It works. Meanwhile, comes around the back and provides support. Hong Kong being forced into their own half. Ball over the top, finds Lee. Lee needs to get her hands on this, but is being menaced by Thompson. 3, 2, 1. Oh, now. That's an unfortunate timeout attempt, but the referees choose to let it run down. I don't think there was any chance of any goals from anyone there. So score here going into half-time. Australia 2, Hong Kong 1. Big cheers from the left-hand side of the stands as the Australians return triumphant in the first half. They just need to maintain this now. Hong Kong, to their credit, they have moved around beautifully, and when they've had that movement and tight passing, it's worked out really well for them. I think their support for each other when Australia were pushing out was absolutely fantastic and really, really bears repeating. While they're on the screen, I'll just talk a little bit about Australia. They've overcome huge adversity to be here, particularly after lockdown. They've had to absolutely work their socks off. I think geography plays a huge part in Australia, as the country is deceptively big. Training camps, they can involve taking flights, domestic flights, which can be up to 2 to 3 hours long one way, and doing that with a boat and paddles is nothing short of a quest. So it's very, very heartening to hear the dedication to women's polo here from the Australians. They are also all really, really nice people as well. Hong Kong looking a little bit more determined, I think. They've got steely faces on. I think they can pull this back, and I think they know they can pull this back. They just need to tidy it up and not crumble under the onslaught from the Australians. Quick thank you to our sponsors, of course. The International Canoe Federation, the Chinese Canoe Association, Huzhou City and Deqing County, of course. The Gorkong Group, Latour Sports, Kailas, and of course the one, the only Yupin Sports. Just while I've got you, the under-21 men's final worth noting that has actually been moved to 4:45 p.m. local time. So that's once again, that's the under 21 men's final has been moved to 4:45 p.m. local time. But enough about the boys. This is about the women here on pitch 4, and what a pair of strong female teams we've got here for you. I feel very, very honoured to be part of this event, and I get front row seats to some of the best women's polo in the world. Looking like we're getting things lined up here on pitch 1. It's going to be Leon sprinting for Hong Kong, who's going to be taking on Jennifer Stevens. Referee Zoe Anthony far side. Ivan Fernandez on this side. Looking pretty comfortably in Stevens' control at this current point in time. Resists the push on the front. Referee calls play on. Thompson joins the fray in front of the Hong Kong goal. Goebel takes it in herself. Has a go. That's been swatted away. I think Hong Kong have gotten away with that quite frankly. Lee on the rise. Needs to keep hold of her paddles. Lamb slowing things down a little bit. I think Australia is still very happy to push out, it would seem. They are chasing quite high and they're looking to shut down this passing around their zone. Leon back out to Lee, all the way over to Ng. Lee finds herself under pressure from Goebel. Goebel moves on to her next victim, Leon. It pays off almost, just that pressure just getting the better of Hong Kong there. Once again, fantastic defensive work from the Australians. Stevenson brings it up. Hurd just slowing things down for Australia, ensuring this attack is well constructed. Goebel takes it in. Need to make sure they provide the cover here. Stevenson just ensuring they're not going to be caught on the break. Nice push from Learn, just reminding Goebel that she is there. 18 seconds left on the shot clock. Hurd looks to start the charge. Over to Goebel. Goebel has a go. Lamb gets a paddle to it, but it's just not enough. There's just too much power. Goebel extends Australia's lead to 2 goals to Hong Kong's 1. Siobhan Goebel and the Oggy Oys begin their chance anew. Big shout out to all of the supporters watching on the live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. That is wayward. Goebel takes control. Goebel steams away. She just needs to look in front of her to see Stevenson. Stevenson's on her left. There she is. Stevenson gets a paddle to it and just keeps it under control. She's under pressure. That's the one. As a piece of break work for the Australians, that is absolutely textbook. Great spatial awareness from Goebel just to realise. Goebel throwing gang signs. Oh, say what you like about the Australians, I'm never bored. Always a good time when they're on the pitch. Long ball up, another break charge, just not quite finding its mark there, and I think really just demonstrating how quickly the tide can turn here on pitch 4. One wayward pass, so that is a warning for Anna Thompson. She will need to tread carefully for the remainder of this game. Otherwise she will find herself in the sin bin. Lee. Over to Lam. The Australians chasing quite high here. It's always a bit risky when you're chasing outside your own half. Thinking better of it and coming a little bit closer. Lam. Over to Ng. Yoon. Lam finds herself under pressure once again. Stevenson just getting a paddle to that and shutting that down. Stevenson back paddling under pressure and manages to get hands to it. Hurd's gone. A lovely little pass around the back. That was absolutely brilliant. Beautifully done. Tasty little back pass. Just right in front of Sarah Hurd, who takes Australia to 5 goals to Hong Kong's 1. Hong Kong were going toe-to-toe in the first half, but this seems to have gotten away from them a little bit in this second half here. The wind very much with the Australians in this second half, it would seem, as they power away. To Lam. All the way over to Lam. Back to Lam. Sprinting in on that right-hand side. Excuse me, this near side. And the Australian defenders just absolutely haranguing. It's turned out well for them. That I think they've gotten away with not being accused of throwing the ball away. Ball over the top. Needs to turn on this. Pivots away. Lovely ball into Goebel. Ooh, again, just that passing, just letting Australia down a little bit. That's a paddle foul, surely. Stopped by Lam and kept under control. But really, arguably, this could have gone for a corner. I think they've gotten away with that. And Lam being held to account by Goebel. I think these emboldened Australians, understandably, it seems to be working out quite well for them, pressing really high. Goebel's gone, she's on her own, one-on-one with Lam. Can Lam get in a position to stop this and shut this down? Goebel goes for the slow ball, Lam is all over it. Off for a corner once again. Again, the wind really picking up here in Deqing. Again, Sarah Hurd just making the point about being allowed to get to the corner to take aforementioned corner. Alexander takes it in herself. Lovely pass into Goebel. I think Hong Kong looking decidedly deflated at this point. Number 6, just not having her head up at all there for the pass inside the zone. Alexander to take. In runs Hurd. Receives. Back to Alexander. Lovely pass inside the zone. Surely that's a paddle foul. Yep. Goebel will have a go at this, surely. Not quite getting the flick of the wrist to put that bottom corner. Paddle foul the other way this time. So interestingly, if you're taking shots from that close in, bottom corners are probably your best bet. You want to be outpacing the goalkeeper. If you're taking them from a long way out, actually top corners are arguably better, because if the goalkeeper's got that amount of time to think about it, you need to put it out of their reach. Over to Lam. Not having her hands to it. Australia on the rise once again. Stevenson on her own. Someone needs to turn and hit her. She's got on her tail. Bypasses Goebel to find Stevens. Stevens into Hurd, into the goal. Australia 7, Hong Kong 1. Surely an impossible task now for Hong Kong. To the view, getting a little bit of that little bit of that crowd noise there. Once again, big ups to the Australian supporters in the stands. They are they can be very persuasive, shall we say. All the way over to Lam. Australia punching out, giving Hong Kong absolutely no quarter. This is a paddle foul, surely. Yep, that's a warning, surely. No warning. Lee being absolutely harassed. In the same position. Beautiful work there by Goebel. No. Okay, so that's Goebel shake of the head. So I think what's happened there is Goebel has illegally kayak tackled one of the Hong Kong team. Hong Kong team in response have lent on the boat, but the first foul stands, unfortunately. Goebel. Absolutely cannons one in from a good 7 or 8 meters out. Huge from Goebel. Australia 7, Hong Kong 1. I think only an act of God can save Hong Kong now. 17 seconds left to go. Wong comes on to take. I think Goebel just being ejected from the zone. Yes, but teams must start in their own halves at the start of a restart following a goal. Lam surely is going to have a go at this. Off the top bar, a very reasonable attempt by Lam into the wind. 3 seconds left. Australia, no real reason to do anything with this. They can just hold this. That is it. Massive win for Australia here on pitch 4. Commiserations to Hong Kong. They played so well, but I really do. That second half did just get away from them, and it's happened to all of us if you've been a player. The whole thing just comes apart like papier-mâché. There's nothing you can do about it at that point unless you have mental fortitude, which I know that I certainly do not possess. That's why I'm in here for my crimes. Right, thank you again to our sponsors. Just a reminder, once again, the under-21 men's final will be at 4:45 p.m. local time. That's the under-21 men final at 4:45 p.m. Thank you again to our sponsors. The next game on this pitch will be the 11:55 a.m. local time. Senior men, that will be Malaysia taking on Iran. That's going to be commentated by me, so I'm going to take a short break. I'll be back with you shortly.
باشه آقا.